Tell me a little about Paul Baker's day-to-day life.
Wakes up, makes the bread for the morning, has breakfast,
Okay, well,
finish making bread, puts it on for sale.
your morning today, of all days, starts a little bizarre. You awaken from a very vivid and strange dream of you walking down a foggy road, and when you awaken, you have but one thing echoing through your mind, and that is simply the name Blackbrooke.
I bet that guy wants some bread.
It's probably not a guy. Anyway.
I bet he wants some bread.
Last night was not the only night you have had this dream. In fact, it is a recurring dream that you have been having for the last several weeks. And after countless nights of having the same dream, it finally starts getting to you, and you feel the intense need to investigate why you're having these dreams, and why specifically about Blackbrooke, whatever that may be. And so you wake up, you get out of bed, and you begin kind of doing what you got to do. You get the bread in the oven, you get the store all set up for the morning, and this word Blackbrooke, it's in the back of your mind. It lingers.
Can't stop thinking about Blackbrooke. Well, I guess I've got to. Well, that's 5 in the morning. You open your shop around 6 in the morning. Wouldn't be much traffic in the morning.
Things start to pick up around like 8.
Yeah. Well, most sales start around 7:30ish when people start going around.
Yeah.
Because olden times they would be awake a lot earlier.
Olden times, bro. It's 1995.
Yeah. That's over 30 years ago, Ruben. That's olden times.
It's actually 28 years ago. Quick math.
You just know that because you have to think about it every single day.
It's true. I wake up, it's Blackbrooke. I go to sleep, it's Blackbrooke. Just like you in this fictional setting.
Blackbrooke. So it's just a name on the back of my mind.
Yep. You find yourself thinking about it quite constantly, because while you don't recognize it, it does sound like oddly familiar, which is like weird because you don't recognize the name.
Do I recognize if it's a name of a place or a person?
You could look into that.
Okay, then once I get a bit of free time, once the bread's done baking, I might pull up a phone book. I'm sure we would have had them. Have a look, see if I can find someone named Blackbrooke.
Alright. Looking through the phone book, you wouldn't find any people named Blackbrooke.
So it's a place.
And I assume you'd probably have a North Dakota phone book, so nothing out of state would be mentioned in this either.
Yeah. Then while it's still sitting in my mind, and while I'm still trapped in the bakery, because I wouldn't close till 5 o'clock in the evening, isn't it? No, it's 6, isn't it?
I think bakeries close pretty early, don't they?
Yeah, like 5 or 6.
Yeah. So you start closing up the shop around 4:30, and it's been a pretty quiet day. And so with that done, you close up the shop, you turn off the lights, and you head home. And whether heading home is walking,
I probably live at the bakery.
Yeah, I was just about to say, whether heading home means leaving the building or walking upstairs, one way or another, you arrive home.
I might grab a map.
A map, alright.
Still with this word stuck on my brain.
So, you've got a map of the United States. You've probably got a map book. And so,
Yes.
looking through this map, it takes a while because you don't know where Blackbrooke is. You don't necessarily know where to start looking for it. And so, could I get the first roll from you being I guess navigate check.
Navigate check.
Let me have a look though.
Jump law. Library use? Damn. I can use the library. Appraise account. Yeah, there's nothing really for.
I would say either navigate or library use.
Well, library use is in general higher.
Okay.
So I'm rolling D10.
A D100, baby. That's 2D10.
Yeah. My 2D10s. So what? I just gotta roll above an 80.
To pass this check, you need to roll below a 20.
Below a 20.
Yeah.
Damn. All right.
1 to 20 is a pass. 21 and above is a fail.
Damn.
Yeah, things are done backwards in this game. I'm not sure how much I like it, but whatever.
I'll just done it if I got over 80. Like reverse the percentage.
I mean, yeah, but at the same time, that'd be a bit more confusing, in my opinion.
Yeah. That's a 71, baby.
71. Okay. The map book isn't a whole lot of help, because you don't know where Blackbrooke is. You don't even know if it's a real place, and so you're kind of just faffing about looking at the maps. And it's like, there are the big maps of like the entire United States where you can see all of the states and like their capital cities, and then like large significant cities. However, it doesn't go into detail of like national parks or smaller towns or anything else. So to do that, to find those, you'd have to go to the more detailed maps of specifically the states themselves or regions of the states. And because you don't know which state it's in, you don't know where to start looking. So the map book doesn't help you a whole lot. However, you do have a computer.
I do? Ah, damn. Alright, I'll go to the computer then.
Alright, make a...
Computer use check.
Is that a 5% chance?
Yes. It's lower than library use.
Okay.
Even though it shouldn't be hard to use a computer.
Yeah, no, it really shouldn't. Okay, well maybe it's referring to computer use as in
Like fixing a computer.
No, like not fixing a computer, but like using it in like a technical sense, like hacking or fucking
Yeah,
or
that would
like
make
coding or something. But like, I would consider you could use a. Honestly, you know what? For expediency's sake, I'm not even gonna make you roll. You go onto the internet and you look up Blackbrooke, and you get the answer you're looking for.
Yeah, that should be easier.
Because that's how it goes. You open up fucking Bing search engine, you look up Blackbrooke, and it directs you to the first result is a result for a location in Idaho, America, known as Blackbrooke County. Oh no, not Blackbrooke County, Blackbrooke Valley.
Blackbrooke Valley. I'm gonna look into what this place is.
All right.
Just a town with nothing, or is it just a town with everything?
Blackbrooke Valley is obviously a valley, and in the middle of this valley is a town called Blackbrooke. There are a few other towns, such as Canmore and what's the other one called? Clearborough. And there used to be another town called Werridge, however that was destroyed in a forest fire. Looking into it, the first thing you learn about the valley is that it's abandoned, because that is the newest and most relevant piece of information about the town. That is, there is no more news, because nothing happens there anymore. No one lives there. The whole valley was abandoned.
So it's an abandoned town or valley.
Yes.
How far away from me?
It is in North Idaho, so about 2 states over, maybe. You could probably make it there. Hold on. Yeah, so you're in North Dakota to Idaho.
So, Rune, what you're saying is there's no real reason for my character to go there. else than a name on his brain.
There is a name on his brain. And it won't go away. And it's causing him pain.
It's causing me pain. I go to doctors. Yeah, I'm seeing things, man. This one name.
The more you read about the Valley of Blackbrooke, the more you feel familiarized with it, you know?
Familiar,
like educated.
Educated.
You're like, oh, okay. Yeah. I get it.
I feel like I've been there before, but I've never been there before. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
There's something going on. It's like there's a part of your body that wants to go there. And it's so strange and...
Damn, it almost seems like the DM's telling me to go somewhere.
It's true. Looking further into more details of the town, would you care much to like look into the history of it?
Well, if I'm wondering why it's on my brain, I would.
Okay. Blackbrooke was founded kind of in the early colonization of America period, a bit later because of how far inland Idaho is. And it was originally founded because the area was rich in resources, so it was a mining colony.
They mine? There's miners there?
Yeah, it was a mining colony. However, somewhat recently, I say somewhat recently, but it was like 100 years ago, basically, the mine burnt down. And the fire spread to a nearby forest, which spread to a town and completely destroyed it. And then a little while later, and when I say a little while later, I mean a few decades later, the whole valley got evacuated and abandoned due to the heavy amounts of toxic smoke that was still in the air from the fire in the mines that was causing people to get sick.
So do I really want to go to a town where there is toxic smoke?
Well, I mean, it's
probably dispersed by now. It's been
yeah, I mean, it's been around 30 or so years since the entire valley was abandoned.
All right, Ruben. We'll wait another 30 years and me and you can go there to get... Wait a minute.
Oh, you cheeky boy.
Alright, Ruben, gear up. We're going there. We'll do some in-person shit. Where? Just fly over.
Speaking of flying over, looking further into the town, you find a site for like an online booking for a plane ticket to the Blackbrooke airport.
Wouldn't it be trains?
There's an airport, and
Is there a train station?
There is a train station.
That'd be cheaper. Just a wee bit.
You think so?
Well, considering I feel like planes are a lot more expensive than trains. Just saying.
It's like one of those, you know, those deals where it's like $20 plane ticket if you only take carry-on.
What the fuck?
You never seen all of those?
That's not enough for fuel. Why would they do that?
I don't know. It's like it's a deal they do occasionally.
Damn, that's how you know someone's calling to you.
Yeah, like that's a real thing, by the way.
Well, that would make sense in our time because it's like we mine the shit out of that. Okay, yeah.
Did you just look it up?
Yeah, it used to be around $200, but they used to be $19 each way on sale.
Yeah.
Midway Airlines.
Kind of just like occasional, like really cheap deals for some reason. I don't know what the incentive is for them to do that kind of thing, but they do it.
The 1970s, what, $10? Average price ticket of 1989 is $4.
Huh.
Yeah.
So anyway, with this oddly convenient and incredibly cheap method of visiting this place that has just mysteriously entered your mind and will not leave.
Alright, I guess I'll shut the shop up for a few days. Oh, what day is it?
It is
What's the week?
Monday.
Oh, it's Monday. Fuck.
Yeah. You think maybe it'll be worthwhile to just have like a little week-long trip there. A week off. And you'll come back on around like Friday and open up the shop in time for the weekend.
Yeah, that is alright. Good thing I'm not a poor bastard like Finn. Like that Finn fella. Oh, fuck.
Yeah. He had to break a lot of laws to get to the town.
What the fuck? Everyone else is just like, fuck it, buying our way in.
Yeah.
Alright, I guess I'll let those around know that I'll be gone for a few weeks. Or for a week.
Yep.
I've got to go take care of some business.
I've got to go take care of some business. This place, it entered my mind, it entered my dreams, and it will not leave.
Go tell the mafia that. I gotta go take care of some business.
And they're like, damn, this motherfucker's crazy, dude. He's talking about dreams invading his mind. Goddamn, let him go.
Let him go, we don't want him.
Let him go. If he dies, he dies. I don't give a shit. This dude's crazy.
And so, with that, you say your goodbyes to everyone, let them know that you'll be gone for a little while.
Ask some neighbors I'm good with to keep an eye on my shop, make sure no one breaks in.
Yeah. And then you set off to the airport.
Grab some luggage.
Yeah, with like your little fucking, what's like the male equivalent of a handbag? You've got like a satchel.
A suitcase. Oh, like a little backpack or something.
Yeah, like a little backpack or like a hip bag.
I have a 4-person cook set.
Hell yeah, I don't even know what that means, but
Yeah, and I don't know how big that would be.
it's pots and pans and plates and cutlery for camping, and it's for up to 4 people. There's enough.
I reckon I'd be using probably just like a pan, a burner, some food, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't reckon it would be all of that.
Yeah, anyway. You jump on the plane and there's not many people on it. What's the word? It's one of those planes where it's a stopover. You're not on a plane to Blackbrooke. You're on a plane to like Toronto, Canada. Except it's stopping over in Blackbrooke, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the plane takes off in the late afternoon and begins to fly towards Idaho. And a few hours later, you hear a message coming over the intercom from the pilot of the plane. And he says, hello passengers, this is your pilot speaking. I'm just informing you that we are coming up on Idaho. We've just crossed over the border into the state, and we are approaching our stopover landing location. The time is currently about midnight, and please enjoy the flight. Looking out the window, it's kind of hard to see because of how late it's getting, and it's pretty dark, but you look out the window of the plane as you feel it descending, and you can see these mountain ranges forming a valley. And it's interesting because it's kind of like the mountains act as like the lips of a bowl, and in the middle of this bowl is where the valley is and where the town you're going to is, but you can't see any of it because it's still covered in this thick layer of smoke.
Shit, I'm going to die.
You can't necessarily tell if it's smoke or clouds in this light, but after reading about the smoke, you're a little like,
Would I have bought a mask just in case?
You've got like a little hospital mask.
A hospital mask.
And so as you feel the plane descend towards the valley, the plane pierces the thick clouds covering the valley, and you feel very tired because it's getting quite late at this point. He said it was almost midnight, like 3 hours ago, basically, like 3 or 4 hours ago.
How long was the flight here?
Couple hours.
Would I have not gotten some sleep on the flight?
Well, it was afternoon, early evening, and you've arrived here, and it's late evening, early hours of the morning.
Alright, I'll trust you, Ruben. I'll trust you.
Yeah. Stop asking so many fucking questions. You pass through the clouds, and the lights in the plane kind of flicker for a moment. And when they come back on, I'd like you to make because there's no specific stat called perception, I've just been asking everyone to make spot hidden checks when I want them to use their eyes for something. So I'd like you to make a spot hidden check for me.
Alright. 18, my spot hidden is 25.
18, okay. So the lights in the plane flicker for a moment, and it goes dark for a few seconds, and then the lights come back on, and you look around and notice something peculiar. Every other person on the plane is no longer in their seats.
Wow, I wouldn't have noticed that.
You could have been completely oblivious, man. I don't know, you got a 25 spot hidden. You do not have 20/20 vision, my friend.
Hey, I'm an average human being.
Hey,
I think.
I've got 1995 vision.
1995 vision.
So, yeah, you look around and the plane is weirdly empty. It was not like 5 seconds ago.
The steward is still there.
The stewardess, also missing.
Shit.
The plane is still steadily descending towards the airport, you would hope.
You would hope. It just crash lands. I might check if there's a pilot still.
Okay. You get up out of your seat, which is ill-advised because the seatbelt signal is glowing. But you get up and you walk towards the pilot's nest, or whatever it would be called. And you look through, like, the little window on the door, and you can see the backs of the seats just barely, but you can't see if there's anyone in there. Could you make a strength check for me to try and pull the door open?
Alright. That's a 19.
19. Okay. You grab onto the handle and you yank the door open and you step into the pilot's nest and you look. You see like the whole dashboard with all the lights and the buttons and the switches and all that. And then you look at the two seats. They're both empty.
Fuck. How close are we to the ground?
You can see it steadily approaching.
Fuck. Can I try and just pull up on the thing?
Alright. Make a pilot check for me.
Is there a pilot thing on this?
There is. It starts at 1%.
I'm sorry. What?
You
There's
have
no
to
pilot
roll.
thing.
You have to roll a 1 to succeed.
Or I just die.
Make a pilot check for me, please.
37.
37. That's pretty good if you didn't have a 1 in pilot.
Can I make it twice?
How do you?
Could I do it twice, Ruben? I got
Well,
0.
There's actually a rule in the game where you can push rolls, which essentially means you can redo the roll and take the result of the second roll, which may result in either a success or a more disastrous fail.
I'll do that.
Okay, how do you do that? Because I need like a description of what
How
you
do-
do to try and improve your chances of healing.
I grab the lever and pull back hard.
All right, so that's what you did. You grabbed the lever and you pulled, and you notice it's kind of not working. What do you do to make it better?
I look around the dashboard, find the autopilot, click that off.
Okay,
Turn on landing gear.
you start like fucking.
I look around the board for all the little words. I'm
You
like, fuck.
you
I
start
need
like
that on. Need that on.
you start pressing buttons and flipping switches.
Yes.
All right, make the roll, baby.
I've made a roll, Ruben.
What is it?
001. I rolled the 1% chance of making it.
Okay. With your somewhat limited experience in piloting, some might say, you reasonably wouldn't actually know how to pilot a plane, yet through what can only be described as preposterously dumb luck, you manage to flip all the right switches and hit all the right buttons. You turn autopilot off, you grab hold of the handles, and you pull them back to try and slow your descent. You hit the landing gear, and the plane swerves upwards a little bit, and it hits the ground on the wheels, and it starts... What's the word for it when a vehicle's, like, backside starts swerving back and forth?
It starts swerving.
No,
Or I
it's
just
like-
start drifting.
Yeah, basically.
I start drifting a plane.
Yeah. And you hear a lot of awful sounds that you don't really like. You look out the windows and you can see like plates of the wings like tearing off and flying away. And
I'm safe.
you can hear like this awful wrenching metal sound. And then all of a sudden, like very suddenly, the front half of the plane jolts downwards as the front landing gear wheel has completely snapped off and it's now just grinding against the ground, and eventually the plane does in fact come to a stop and you're not dead.
I have survived the impossible.
Indeed.
The 1% chance of life.
You have, I'm not going to say successfully landed a plane, but you've successfully landed a plane without dying.
1% chance.
So with that, you're very shocked. You're like befrazzled.
Still alive.
Yeah, you're like, holy shit, that was absolutely crazy. I can't believe that just happened, and I can't believe I'm still alive. And so after
Let's go again.
after a moment of like trying to get yourself to calm down, you exit the pilot's nest and walk over to one of the doors, and you swing it open, and before you is the ground, about like 10 feet down.
It should have an inflatable landing thing.
Oh, yeah.
Throw out.
Yeah, okay, so you do that. You grab that and you throw that out, and now there's like a little slide leading down to the ground.
I grab my shit.
Okay.
Did they leave their shit and just disappear?
The whole plane just like seems to be empty other than you.
Damn.
Yeah.
What kind of magic shit is this? I bet it's the occult.
You've slid down this inflatable slide, and you are now on the runway, and in front of you, you can see a large building, which appears to be the airport.
They have a large... It must have been a bustling town.
I say large, but it's very small.
Okay.
For an airport. It's like one big room with like 2 or 3 places to eat.
I'm gonna walk around the airport to the road.
Okay.
Because I'm guessing I could see no one there.
Ignoring the large airport building.
Or considering that it's empty.
Yeah.
If there was anyone in there, I'm pretty sure they would have walked out.
Yeah, you walk around and there's this large car park next to the building. There's kind of a big fence in front of it so cars don't drive out onto the runway. And beyond that you can see a road leading further into town. However, it's quite foggy and dark, so it's hard to see.
Do I have a flashlight going into an abandoned town?
There's a 6-watt fluorescent lamp. You can have one of those. So you open your little backpack and pull out your lamp, and it helps a little bit. Considering how foggy it is, you probably wouldn't be able to see terribly far even with a torch. So the kind of the small radius of light that this lamp gives you is helpful, at least.
Yeah, I'm gonna go look for... Well, you said it was late at night.
Yes.
I'm gonna go look for somewhere to stay so I can sleep off this dangerous foggy.
Okay.
I'm gonna sleep off my skill.
So, did you want to head into the airport or through the car park?
Is there any cars there? Or is it just fully empty?
There are a few cars there, not many.
Gonna go see if any are unlocked.
Okay, first...
Well, actually, no, I'll go into the airport first then.
Okay.
If there's cars there.
You go into the airport, and it is quite dimly lit. There's not many lights on in there. And so you kind of walk through the tunnel that you would have walked through if this plane landing was normal. And you enter, you kind of like, you go through check-in, and then you're in the airport kind of station area with like there's a few shops, there's a help desk, there's all that.
I'll go up to the help desk and you just ring the little bell.
All right.
Press the little bell.
How long do you want to stand there?
I'll just press it, then I'm gonna turn around and look at the shops real quick.
Okay.
I'm gonna see if there's a small torch.
Okay. Make a luck check for me.
A luck check? I believe I have alright luck. Yeah. That is 9. Damn, that's my second under 10 roll this entire fucking time rolling.
And so you've got pretty high luck. You find...
Yeah, I have 75 luck, mate.
Yeah. You find that one of the shops in the airport is actually like a camping shop, because the whole valley, you assume at one point might have been a popular location for camping, because it's like, there's obviously like the towns, but a lot of the valley is like rivers and mountains and these big pine forests that you saw for like a split second as you were going down in the plane and freaking out.
Yeah. As I was showing off my skill.
Yeah. So you do find you can find like one of those big, bulky, kind of square flashlights with like the big handle. You know those ones?
Oh yeah, bulky. Is there a better backpack, like a big backpack? Because I would say I'll just have a small backpack, wouldn't I?
You can find like a camper bag or a hiking bag, yeah, pretty easily.
Might grab one of them.
All right.
Put my stuff in that because it'll be easy to go around in.
Now I might add, you were in such a rush to get here that like pretty much all you managed to do was grab your jacket. You're still in your baker uniform.
With my thermals.
Yeah, with your thermals underneath. So it might be worth mentioning that there are hiking boots here.
Yeah, something better to walk in than some old shoes. I might look around for some hiking boots. We also look at what else. A sleeping bag.
Yep, there are sleeping bags. I'd say you could find like something along the lines of a flare gun with 3 flares, even.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let me quickly just write that. Do we have to worry about inventory spaces?
Not particularly. Like, it's kind of like Malachi's system, where it's like you can carry just about anything within reason.
Yeah.
Like if
I'm gonna pick up the table and go, fuck yeah.
Like if I think you're carrying too much, then I'll let you know. But if it's never brought up, then it's never brought up.
Yep. I shall also. Would I be able to grab a first aid kit, like a complete first aid kit, in the camping store?
I don't think you would be able to find that. You'd be able to find a bit of an emergency kit that comes with some bandages and like rubbing alcohol, but that's about it.
That's all? Jesus Christ. I'll just write simple first aid kit.
Yeah.
Can I also grab like a tarp?
A tarp? Yeah, easy enough, man.
Yeah, just something so in case you do get stuck out in the weather, like you don't need to bring a whole fucking camping tent with you. You can bring a tarp and that will work for most locations.
Yeah, you find a tarp. Yeah, there's a swag if you want one.
Yeah, I'll grab a camping swag.
Hell yeah.
I'll get me a bit of swag in here.
With that, you've kind of gotten everything you need for surviving out in a abandoned valley. I guess your only concern for now would possibly be, like, food?
Yeah, survival and food. So if there's, like, a little place that sells noodles and stuff, like pre-packed noodles.
Yeah, you don't find a lot in the way of food in the airport itself, so you might have to keep looking around town for that.
Yeah, well, I head into town.
Okay.
Can I find a security office?
In the airport?
Yeah. Well, like the employee area. There's no one at the front desk. I just want to find the keys to those cars.
Yeah, but unfortunately the door is locked.
There's no one here. Why would they lock doors? How weird.
It's a staff room. They're always locked. So, you exit the airport and step onto the road.
No, it steps on me.
You've exited out into the big car park, and to the north, which is currently to your right, is like a road that stretches further north, but you can't see how far.
Well, I would have looked at the map before I came here, didn't I? Looking at the town.
You couldn't really find any maps of the town.
Oh, I just found the name of a town.
Yeah, you found where the town was on a map of Idaho, but you couldn't find a map of the town.
So I don't know which way town is.
Well, as far as you can tell, because the airport was kind of surrounded by woods and rivers on all sides, other than north, it's probably north.
Then I guess I've got to go north.
Alright, so you
find my way to town.
You travel northward, down the road, passing a couple of buildings, and eventually you reach a roundabout, heading in all 4 directions, which is back the way you came, the direction you're going, and then to the left and the right.
What do the signs say? Or are there any signs?
There are some signs. The signs behind you obviously say airport. The signs in front of you would say something along the lines of the sports field, the elementary school, and the trailer park. And then to your left, aka the west, it would say the main road.
I guess I'll continue down the main road.
Okay, so turning left, you continue.
What does straight say?
Straight said baseball field, elementary school, and trailer park.
And right said?
The right clearly looks like it's heading out of town. It says like that's where like the tip is, the junkyard.
Oh, okay.
And then like a few hundred kilometers away, it says Old Blackbrooke.
Okay. Wait, that would have been 30 years ago? Is that what you're trying to say? The whole town's been abandoned for 30 years, and that was just an older one.
That was just an older one.
Okay.
You take a left and start heading west. You pass by a real estate agent and a road continuing to the north. However, you continue walking west and eventually come to a fork in the road. This road is much larger than the one that you're currently walking on. It continues both north and south. It looks like to the south is going out of town. You can see the forest kind of picking up again at the end of the road. And to the north, it heads into Blackbrooke.
Alright, I'm heading into town.
Alright, on either side of you currently at the fork in this road, there's one building that is clearly like a video store, a VHS store. And then on the other side, it appears to be a small convenience store.
I might head in there first.
Okay. So you head back around to the front of the store, and there's like a kind of big car park. Not a big car park, a small car park, and head over to the front door, and you enter the building, and inside it's pretty, it's a pretty standard convenience store. There's the cash registers kind of lining the building right in front of you, and then further in there's all of the aisles with things in them, and it's like the first aisle on the very left is fresh produce and stuff, and then it goes like milk and eggs.
All rotten, of course.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I'm gonna look for the canned stuff.
Okay, you head over to the canned food section, and the store seems to be a bit lacking in stock, but there is food there. Like there's not nothing, but there's not a ton.
Okay.
And even if there was, it would be too much for you to carry.
That's alright.
So is there anything in particular you're like keeping an eye out for?
Or stuff I can easily mix with other foods, so you want like tomatoes?
Yeah, like canned kind of corn and tomato and that kind of stuff?
Yeah. Then I grab like
Easy.
a travel pack of herb.
Yep.
Just a small little pack of spices.
Yeah, you grab like a jar of mixed herbs, some spices, the usual.
Chili peppers, the usual stuff.
Yeah, the
A
usual.
little bit of salt, pepper, just to be safe.
Yeah, and of course, the canned goods.
And then just some small noodles. A few things of noodles.
Yep, some dry noodle cakes, easy. And so with
You
that,
always want noodles.
yeah, with that, I'll say you probably have enough food for like 2 weeks, which is, unless you want to specifically have enough food for the time that you intended on being here, like a week, you could put some stuff back to kind
No,
of
I'm gonna need.
to cut
There's
down on
no
carry weight.
transport. There's no transport out. I'm gonna want extra.
Okay, fair enough. About 2 weeks worth of food.
Okay.
So yeah, write that down in your inventory. 2 weeks worth of like canned food.
2 weeks of food.
Yeah,
2 weeks of yummies.
that's fact.
I'll also grab something sweet.
Okay, you
Bag of lollies just for sugar.
yeah, just like a little bag of Haribo.
Yeah.
And I'd like to
Sugar.
mention while you're browsing this convenience store, which is like completely dark, it's only lit by your lamp. There's no music or anything. The whole town thus far has been completely silent. All you've really heard is kind of like the breeze and the running of water from the rivers that were nearby. But now that you're a bit further into town, you can't quite hear the sound of a river, but rather you can hear like that kind of. It's interesting. It's like you can hear all of the sounds that you would expect to hear while out in the mountains, except you are currently in the middle of town.
Ah, perfect. No paranoia there.
Yeah. The only real noise you'd kind of expect to hear in this location that you do hear is the occasional humming of like a street light. And
So the
there's
street lights are on.
some of them. There were some lights that were on in the airport as well.
So this town has electricity.
Somewhat. Some buildings have power, others don't.
That is weird. Because the mayor's not paying for power.
You're browsing the shop, kind of soaking in the ambience a little bit. You're like, all right, this is what I'm gonna have to put up with for the next couple of days. This is odd, but I can get around this. I've been through worse.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah.
I used to live on the streets.
And then your shopping is kind of cut short as you can hear echoing from the other side of town. You hear the iconic crack of a gun going off in the distance.
I load the signal flare.
All right.
just in case.
Yeah.
Because if I want to burn someone alive, I'm using that.
Okay. You finish packing all of the, like, you figured you'd take your time with it. You got a little cute, and you grabbed one of the little baskets, the little shopping baskets, and you were kind of like meandering through the aisles, selectively picking out what you wanted, since there wasn't like
a baker choosing his bread.
Yeah, like there wasn't a whole lot, but there was enough for you to kind of, act like you were browsing a shop. And so you hear these gunshots and you cut it short there and begin packing everything into your hiking bag, and then you load the flare into your flare gun and head back out into the streets. And by this point, you're hearing the gunfire coming from the north specifically, which is headed into town.
I'm turning off my lamp.
Yep.
And I'm gonna head that way.
Okay.
Keeping closer to like the walls and like the walk-in spots.
All right. Do you want to
keeping
make
an eye out for any movement?
Yeah. Do you want to make a stealth check for me?
36. Stealth is 40.
Nice. Okay. With that, you begin heading further north, following the main road, and getting closer to the source of the sounds. You can hear gunfire, but then once you get closer, you can hear the barking and growling of dogs, accompanied by the occasional sound of someone screaming in pain.
I wonder what this could be.
You head a little bit further north, and I would like you to make either a listen or a spot hidden check for me.
What's my listen? Actually, I have good listen, yeah. I'll go with listen. 28.
28? Okay,
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Listen is 65, so...
Nice. You're walking down the road, kind of keeping to the side. You don't really want to be very visible, so you're hugging the walls and everything. And as you're sneaking through the street, you pass a pet store, and you can hear, just as you pass the doorway, which is open, you can hear the growl of a dog behind you, coming from in the shop.
Okay, I'm gonna go... Where's the closest door open? Oh, that's closed.
That's closed? Probably directly across the road.
Okay, I'm gonna cross the road, keeping an eye on this pet store, and keeping an ear out for down the street.
You start slowly backing across the road to the building across the street, and you see the silhouette of some sort of canine creature stepping out of the doorway towards you, and you hear its kind of low growl. It kind of begins charging towards you, and it leaps at you with its teeth bared.
I'd like to fire my flare gun.
Okay. First, I would like you to... What is your dexterity?
Where's my dex? 70.
70? Okay. The dog goes first.
Shit.
So the way combat works is he is going to attack you, and you have the choice to either dodge or fight back, because this is a melee attack. It's not the case with ranged attacks. With ranged attacks, I think it's just you roll, and if you hit, you hit, and if you miss, you miss. But when it comes to melee combat, it's always a conflict of rolls. So...
Okay. So
yeah.
I can fight back with my rolling pin.
Okay. So, do you want to try and fight back?
Yeah, I'm gonna first try and fight back. Use
Okay.
my experience in the mafia. Break some shins.
In that case, you would be making a fighting roll with your, what's it called? The brawling skill.
Brawling.
Yep.
There's a 15 work, Ruben.
Okay, damn. A 15 does work. Let me just double check one thing.
15, 5. Okay.
Okay, so what is your brawl
20.
skill?
25.
25.
Half at 12.
Okay. So in that case, I would like you to roll damage for...
Oh, my brawl damage?
Yeah, which... Well, no, you'd be fighting with your rolling pin, correct?
Yes, but does that have stats?
It does. I would classify it as a small club, which does 1d6 plus damage bonus, which is whatever your damage bonus is.
1d4.
Okay, so it's 1d6 plus 1d4.
5.
5, okay. With that, you this dog dives out of the darkness towards you with its teeth bared, and just in time, you manage to pull your rolling pin out of what was intended to be like a bottle holder in the side of your bag, but you put it in there for easy access. You draw your rolling pin and lift it up to like block, and the dog's teeth like crunch down onto the pin, and you push the dog back and then clock it again across the head with your rolling pin, and now it is your turn.
Okay, give me one moment. How close am I to the door?
The door? You're about in the middle of the road.
Okay, so I can't really go for the door. I guess I'll hit it again with the rolling pin.
Alright, roll a brawl check for me.
35, I don't hit that one.
35? Okay, yeah, that's a miss.
I really should have put something into fighting.
You could start, like, attempting to flee if you'd like, or if you wanna throw down with the dog. That's up to you.
Is there a flee thing? Yeah, there was, wasn't there?
Yeah. Holy shit. Okay. Ooh, you successfully managed to block the dog's first attack and even get your own hit in, but then you tried to double down with a second swing and it ducked back out of the way, causing you to miss, and so you immediately spin on your heel and start running down the road. And what did you get?
I thought I was gonna fight it.
Oh, well, if you want to fight
I thought I had to wait till my turn.
No, you can try to flee now. You've still got movement.
Oh, damn.
By the way, what is your movement?
Good point. Move is 7.
7. Okay. So yeah, you spin around and make a dexterity check for me, please.
27, dex 70.
That's a hard success.
Oh, I like that.
And so
if you get
27. You spin around and attempt to begin running, and you do start running with the small window that you gave yourself, swinging the weapon at the dog and it shying away.
I pelted its nose.
Yeah, you turn around and begin running across the road, and you can hear the dog catching up behind you. And so while you're trying to flee, I'd like you to make a dodge check for me.
Okay.
Which is either half of your dexterity, which would be 36, or if you put additional points into it, it would be more than that.
It is 35.
Okay.
So that is 35!
35, alright.
On my 35.
How much damage does the dog do again?
Wow. I thought my dodge would work. Damn it.
Well, I mean, it would've. You got a success, but the dog's attack got a extreme success.
Oh. Ew.
How much health do you have?
I don't like that question. 15.
15? Okay. Ooh.
I'm gonna die before our first bloody thing.
Damn. Okay.
Why didn't I start out with weapons?
Ooh. Make a constitution check for me, please.
Yeah. 67. That's a pass. I have 75.
Okay.
You're mean, Ruben.
You start running, but the dog is unfortunately much faster than you, and it manages to catch up to you and grab hold of your leg with its teeth that sink into you, and then it yanks backwards, pulling your leg out from under you. Not only basically ripping the back of your leg wide open with its teeth, but pulling you to the ground with it. And that con check was to ensure that you didn't fall unconscious immediately upon hitting the ground, because you have just taken 8 points of damage and suffered a major wound.
Oh, so what? I'm on 7 HP. It is literally so close to not being, and I have a major wound. Okay.
Alright, so now it's your turn.
I'm gonna fire that flare gun at it.
Okay. Make a pistol check. Please tell me you've got...
Handgun?
Yeah, please tell me you've got points in handgun.
No.
Well, good news is, this is an attack at point-blank range, so you do roll with advantage and take the highest roll.
Okay. Well, that roll was a 2.
Nice. That's an extreme success.
I think the 2 works. Yeah.
Okay. So the flare itself doesn't do much damage. It only does 1 damage, doubled to 2 because it's a critical hit. So...
Doesn't it burn creatures?
It would burn creatures. So the flare itself, upon impact, doesn't do a lot of damage. But because it's a critical success, this dog's grabbed you by the leg and pulled you to the ground, and you've rolled over, drawn your flare gun, pointed it at it, and fired. And it's hit this dog right in a large patch of like mangy fur, and it's immediately just burst into flames. And the flame quickly begins engulfing this dog-like creature.
Dogs are scared of fire, I believe.
Alright, so first the creature has to make a luck check to see if it does fire. If it... well, yeah, okay, that's bad. So it takes 1d8 damage without damage reduction. With that, the dog's not dead, but it's practically out for the count because it has to make a constitution check or fall unconscious because it's just suffered a major wound in the form of a fucking 3rd degree burns and has to make a check. Okay, so that's a pass. So the dog is now on the floor writhing around on fire, but it's not unconscious nor dead.
Can I limperly stand up before this dying dog? Just
Sure.
fucking animal.
With your injured leg, you are a little bit slower as you now walk with a limp, and running would cause you like physical pain until you kind of get it sorted out. You do have a med kit.
A simple med kit, yeah.
A simple med kit with some bandages. Admittedly, looking at the wound, it would probably need actual stitches, but a simple bandage and some alcohol to disinfect it would do wonders at the moment.
Alright, so I need to find a place where I can sew my own leg back together.
Pretty much. Or you can bandage it for the minute and sort that out later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna have to go to, like, some place to get a sewing needle.
Yeah,
Unless
so
I carry.
in that case, if you want to do some quick first aid now, I'll let you, or if you want to hold off until you've got stuff to do, like, proper, I'll let you as well.
I'll move to a building first,
Okay, you kind
in
of...
case there's other animals around.
Yeah, you get up and you limp across the road and kind of just take cover in a random building and
Do they have sewing stuff?
make a luck check for me.
66.
Out of 75.
75, baby.
It takes you a while looking around, however you do find a small sewing kit intended for clothes.
Well, that has thread and a needle. Can I find some alcohol first?
You do have rubbing alcohol in your emergency kit that you found in the camping shop.
Perfect. Let's use that.
Alright, make...
Also, well, first, can I find some alcohol to drink?
Oh, I mean, yeah, sure.
Considering it doesn't feel nice to do that. Just sew your own leg together. I know someone who has sewn their own leg together, but it's still not nice.
You probably wouldn't be able to find any alcohol in this building in particular.
Damn, the guy at this house is a loser.
It's not a house, it's kind of in the middle of town, so it's some kind of shop. It's an unmarked building on the map, so I don't really have much of a clue of what would be in it.
Okay. Damn.
Yeah.
I guess I'm just gonna sew myself back together without shit.
You bite your...
Rolling.
Yeah, you bite your rolling pin like a stick.
I'd clean it off first.
Yeah. So you don't scream too loud as you're stitching yourself back together. Please make a first aid check or a medicine check.
Okay. That is a 22.
22? Okay.
First aid.
You heal 2 hit points as you disinfect, stitch up, and bandage your wound. You still have a major wound, and it will take a while to heal, but it will not impede you as much, and with you now taking the first step towards recovering from this injury, you have regained a little bit of...
Damn, son. You sound like my AA class.
What?
Huh?
What?
Sound like an AA class.
Lol.
Taking the first steps to recovery.
Oh, I see. But yeah, you've stitched it shut, and you've bandaged it, and so it is still bleeding, and it does still hurt a lot, and you will still walk with a limp, but the wound isn't going to get any worse for the moment.
That's what you think.
I mean, unless something fucking rips it open again. So, for example, running might cause the stitches to split open.
God.
So, if you want to make another stealth check and maybe sneak out the back of the building, that could work.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna have to sneak around.
Mm.
I'm first gonna reload my flare gun.
Yep. So that's you've got 2 flares left.
I'm gonna look outside. Is there any dogs coming to the corpse of the other one?
Make a spot hidden check.
25 on a 25.
25. You don't see any dogs at the minute, which
Okay.
is a bit of a good sign. However,
Considering how much noise that dog would have made dying, yes.
Yeah. However, you're not confident that there aren't going to...
Yeah.
Yeah, that there
Well,
aren't...
I heard there are other people here because I heard gunfire.
Yep. Speaking of which, by this point, you'd probably actually hear an explosion.
God!
Like a massive fucking earth-shaking explosion.
What did they do?
You'll find out. So if you'd like to make a stealth check for me to sneak out the back of the building and continue north.
33, I have 40.
Alright. Sneaking out the back door and kind of sticking to the alleys for the minute instead of the main roads. You pass through this block fairly uninterrupted. Not a lot goes on. The gunfire seems to have stopped after the explosion, but you can hear barking and like dogs as you approach.
Okay.
And you exit this alleyway onto a road, and as quickly as you can without ruining the stitches you just did, you hop over to the next block and into another alley, which kind of opens up into this big unoccupied space, ahead of which you can see this big, like, orange glow coming from what appears to be a gas station that has had one of the gas pumps explode, and there is now oil all over the road and the gas station that is on fire, creating this wall of flame blocking off the road ahead.
Okay.
And at this point, there's like about half a dozen dogs at the fire barking, trying to figure out how to get around it, but they're all very distracted by the fire and do not notice you.
Ruben, dogs are scared of fire. Oh, wolves are. What kind of dogs are these that they're not scared of fire?
Well, now that you've got an opportunity to look at them in the light without it trying to kill you, it's this weird, mostly hairless dog kind of looking thing. They're really big, and they look rabid. They're mostly hairless, but they've got like patches of hair as well as like a thin, fraying hair across their body. And they've got like really gross leathery skin, and they just kind of look really rabid.
Damn.
They're large, disgusting looking dogs. So the dogs don't seem to have figured it out, but you can tell fairly easily that the fire is only blocking this main road, and you could go around it if you so desired.
If I so desired. Are there any gun stores I've passed by?
You have passed... You went past the pet store, through this building, through these alleyways. You're now currently up against the back of a veterans club.
I'm gonna go in there, in hopes of finding a gun.
Okay. The front door is like facing the main road, so you might have to...
Can I go in a window?
You can go in a window if you'd like. Unfortunately, you can't see any already open windows. You'd have to try to open one yourself.
Well, hopefully they don't lock their windows. So that'd just be dumb. Who does that?
Go make a lock check for me.
63.
Okay. You manage to find a window that isn't locked, as when you try lifting it up, it has a little bit of give. However, it does appear to be a little bit jammed. Could you make a strength check to try and force it open, please?
Can I do it quietly?
Yeah, that might make it a little bit more difficult.
56, 70 strength.
Okay. It takes a little while because you're trying to open it quietly, and so you do it very slowly, and like every time you move the door up, the window up an inch, there's like a little bit of a squeak, which you just kind of pray that none of the dogs hear. And you kind of like peek around the side of the building every time the window squeaks to make sure that none of them have moved from where they're standing in the middle of the road. And thankfully you do manage to open the window.
Nice. I'm gonna go in and look for any kind of gun.
Okay, so unfortunately your concept of Veterans Club might not be what I meant by veteran club.
Mm-hmm.
Because you climb in through the window and are surprised to see there are pokies machines. There's a bar. It's one of those
Oh.
veterans clubs. It's not like a place where you'd find guns.
Yeah, which is actually called isn't a veteran shop because most veterans don't carry guns on them.
Yeah.
But what else I needed? Alcohol,
Alcohol, of course.
Molotovs, the usual.
The usual. Okay. Are you gonna make Molotovs out of these bottles of alcohol you've just found?
I might make more ones so that I can just literally grab them from my bag, throw a rag in them, and light them. I don't think I'll make actual Molotovs because then they'll leak into my bag.
Okay.
But no, I just want a few bottles so I can, in case I get bitten again, I'll
Sure.
also have a bit.
Pretty easy enough. You get like 3 bottles of hard liquor, whether that's some sort of
Vodka, whiskey, and
yeah, like a vodka, a whiskey, scotch, like a brandy of some kind,
yes,
gin,
just in case.
That kind of stuff. You get 3 bottles of hard liquor.
Damn it, my guy wasn't that big of a drinker. He was a baker.
Lol. So what's the go? What's the haps?
No, I'm gonna leave and find a way around that fire.
Okay. Do you exit back through the window you came through, or through the front door?
I don't think I want to go through the front door where there's a way out.
Okay. So climbing back out the window, I'd like you to make a either jump or climb check.
Jump or climb check. Wow, I can't even make like a stool to leave. Make
Okay.
climb. Oh, they're both the same. 15
15?
out of 20.
Easy. You grab onto the windowsill and gently lower yourself onto the ground as to avoid any potential injury to your already injured leg. And so, had you failed, you might have cried out in pain, attracting the attention of the dogs. However, you did not. So you are still in the clear and not noticed. There's this kind of big open area in between you and the gas station. However, behind the gas station there is another alley which could lead to the other side of the fire without having to go through it.
I guess I'll go that way, just so I don't have to go through the fire.
Yeah. And so, what did you roll for stealth?
Fuck if I remember, like 20. No, it was 23, wasn't it? Because it wasn't a critical.
Wasn't it 35?
Could be.
Yeah.
Something 5. I can re-roll if you want.
Yeah, just re-roll for me.
Alright. 20.
20? Alright.
Unless, does 0 make 10 on yours?
Yes.
Oh. Because there is a 10 on here.
So would that be 30?
Yeah.
Okay.
I always thought it was because 0 becomes 0 on
What?
both dice.
What's your stealth check? What's your
My
stealth?
stealth is 40.
40? Okay, well that's still a pass.
Yes, but
Okay.
I wanted that half.
So yeah, you manage to kind of very swiftly limp your way across this open area, keeping an eye on the dogs so you don't get caught. And then, like, the second you're able to, you, like, throw yourself up against the back wall of the gas station. And now that you're back behind cover, you feel a lot safer. And so you duck through this little alleyway and are now on the other side of the gas station, and therefore on the other side of the massive wall of fire. And you can see this the main highway that cuts all the way through town. You can see it continue further north until it eventually becomes a bridge to the other side of town.
A bridge. Okay. Still no shops of interest?
Past the gas station, there's a few houses to your right. However, there doesn't seem... It's like it's the very end of town until the other side of the river.
Okay. I guess I'll head through.
So you head across... You begin heading across the bridge, still kind of limping in your injured state. And you can hear as you get further away, you can hear the kind of the crackling of the fire get quieter and quieter until you're slowly but surely heading across this bridge, you eventually hear barking behind you.
Then I'm gonna. Oh, I can't run. Fuck. Are there any spots for me to hide?
On the bridge, not really.
I can't really get off the bridge.
You are
Waited.
on the far side of the bridge, however, coming towards the other side of town. You can see buildings, and I will remind you that it's safe to assume that whoever you heard screaming and firing the guns earlier could be on the other side of this town, close by.
Sounds like you want me to go across the bridge.
Or you could call out for help, is what I'm saying.
Okay. Okay, I could do that. I might actually do that, yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna call out. Oh! Ow. Fuck. Help!
Okay.
And I'm gonna try and limp as fast as I can across this bridge. Malachi!
Oh,
Holy
So
shit.
you're gonna save... You gotta save me! So, I'm about to die,
oh darn.
and I kinda need you and your
My
muscly
Swedish man.
Yeah, your Swedish man to save me. You guys have just heard screams for help.
I'll make my way towards one of the windows at the diner and take a look outside.
Okay. Outside, obviously, it's still quite foggy, so you can't see a lot. However,
Could
You
turn
can-
on and off my
you can
torch.
see the soft glow of the flames from the gas station that you guys fucking blew up that is still burning. And you can see, just in front of that, a silhouette of a man limping, followed by several smaller silhouettes that are running on all fours, significantly faster than he is.
The
Nice.
bridge was blocked off yesterday, right?
The bridge?
We went past the gas station, and then we crossed a bridge to this side of town, right?
Yes.
Or was the gas station on this side?
You
It's
passed,
on the other side. I went around the gas station.
So are you on this side of the bridge or the other side?
he's on
crossing the bridge.
this side of the bridge.
Okay, and they're still following.
They seem to have followed him around the fire.
All right. How many are there? Like half dozen?
Yeah, I'll say like 4 or 5.
It took so much effort for me to kill one.
Yeah. I barely put down 3, and by I mean Bjorn.
Well, you guys have guns. I don't.
Are there like cars and stuff lining the street?
Cars?
Yeah.
There are a few.
Like obviously abandoned ones.
Yeah, like there's one out the front of the diner, for example.
Can I just fire 3 shots towards a car nearby them, just try to make as much noise as possible?
Yeah, I might add that if you look at the little screenshots of the town that I've sent you, of what you've seen of it so far, you might notice that the diner's a little bit in woods of town. You can see the soft glow, and the light is kind of remedying the fact that there's a lot of fog, which is why you can see the very faint silhouettes of a man in the distance being chased by what you can safely assume is the dogs.
But I need to step out onto the street.
You would have to get significantly closer to kind of be of any assistance before he gets dragged down to the ground and killed by them.
Alright, I'll go as fast as I can.
Okay, well, you
Fast as these old bones carry me.
are not injured, you're just slow because you're old. Bjorn,
Very
however,
old.
is slow because he is injured. So, in the meantime, Dakota, I'd like you to make... Dakota and Malachi, I'd like you to both make dexterity checks, please, to run in your respective directions.
It's a failure if I've ever seen one.
65.
Alright?
I got an 84 with my 35 dex.
Okay.
I'm okay. You don't understand my rolls today. I've gotten a 1 and a 2 already.
Which are both
I got
critical
a 1
successes.
yesterday.
Yeah, I got a 1 to land a plane.
My brother in Christ, what? I
Yeah,
thought you were a baker.
I am, but I landed that plane.
He had to
Not a
roll a 1
Not a
to land
single
the
man
plane.
on the plane died.
Does that mean there's a plane full of people down here now?
No.
No. I was the only one on the plane. But I
Sanity
landed
checks were made, I'm sure.
I keep forgetting to tell people to make sanity checks.
it. Yeah. I haven't made one so far, and I've gone through a few desolate places.
Yeah.
I mean, what happened whenever I played was I made all my sanity checks at the end because that's when Ruben remembered.
Yeah, okay, so before the end, I'd like, Dakota, for you to make a sanity check in relation to...
The plane.
yeah, first the plane, then the dog.
Okay. What is my sanity?
Your sanity is your power score.
Ah, okay. So what is my power? 85.
Jesus
Why
fucking
does
Christ.
everyone have such good sanity?
I don't know, man.
It's like, that was 50, and 1.
1, okay.
That's my
1.
second 1.
You also, I'd like you to make a 1 more sanity check for having to perform self-surgery.
33.
33, okay.
So my sanity's just fine.
Yeah, you've held it together
Yeah.
this whole time.
Looks like I'm gonna crack
Yeah.
first. From what we've seen so far.
However, 1 last sanity check because you are now running for your life from a pack of rabid dogs and you're significantly slower than them.
Okay, Ruben.
Yes.
That is my third 1.
Okay. You're kind of hobbling down the road, you both are, and you begin to kind of meet in the middle. Thankfully, it seems like this guy had made a bit of distance in between himself and the dogs before they got around the fire. However, considering how slow he is moving and how quick the dogs are moving, that distance is going to be closed quite quickly. Could I get more dexterity checks from you both, please?
I got 40.
I got
Which
41.
That is under my half.
Okay, so that's...
No, it is above my half. Fuck!
Damn.
I kept thinking, because I always do it, the 0 on the dice isn't 10, it's 0.
This guy.
But no, it's 10.
I got a 41, so I still failed.
Okay, so...
What's your dex?
35. I'm 72 years old.
God damn!
I got a minus 20 to it.
I have 70 dex.
1 third and final dexterity check to try and salvage this situation before the dogs catch up to him.
That one's a
4.
success. I rolled a 3.
Wow, okay.
I rolled a 4, Malachi.
That means I win.
That is a 5th.
Nice, okay. So, the dogs are obviously significantly faster than the both of you, regardless of injuries or age. But with this successful check, you both manage to pick up the pace a little bit. And Malachi, you are now within range to like open fire on the dogs if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'm just gonna blast 3 shots into the crowd.
Okay.
Try and, like, if I can't even hit them, like, at least, like, scare them or, like, make them hesitate. Buy them some time. But the first shot is a 14, so that's actually a hit.
Mm-hmm.
And the next 2 have disadvantage. So that's a... Alright, that one's a fail. And the last one is a 20. Okay, yeah. Only 1 actually makes contact, but hopefully the noise from the other 2 at least helps somewhat.
Okay, roll damage for that first one. That's a d10 damage.
5.
In for my leg. Maybe we can finish this.
I don't speak Spanish, bro.
5.
5? Okay.
You don't even speak Elvish, Ruben. Like,
So you start shooting into the crowd and you hit the closest of the dogs and make it kind of stagger backwards. The noise of the gunshots, as well as the fact that one of their brethren was just blasted in the face, it slows the dogs down a bit, granting Dakota another opportunity to continue running. Make another dexterity check, bitch! I would like to specify that while suffering from your current injury, these would be hard checks. So if it doesn't meet half of your dexterity, then it's a fail.
The 12 work?
12 does work. Isn't that like a hard success?
Yeah, it's underneath my... I have 14.
Yeah, that's an extreme success. Okay.
Yeah.
So with the the gunshot,
70 dex.
despite having gunshots whizzing past your face, it's encouraging because you know they're not aimed at you. So you manage to pick up the pace a little bit, and you are getting closer. And you can now see the source of gunfire, which appears to just be an old man clutching this gun in his hands in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sounds about right.
let me mark 3 bullets off Bjorn. Gun really quickly. If you want to fire another volley at them, you can. Or
Of
if
course.
you want to take another action, do what you want.
Yeah. Alright. First one's a miss. Second one is somehow a hit with a 20 at disadvantage.
Nice.
And the last one is going to be a miss.
Alright.
Yep. So 1 shot. Hit. And that is 1 point of damage.
1 point of damage.
I'm something of a sharpshooter.
That is impressive. So yet again, the gunfire is like, it's scaring them enough to not be running at full speed, granting him enough time to make more distance. And so, Dakota, you actually managed to now pass this old man with the gun in the middle of the road. And so now you two are next to each other.
Got a spare gun.
I toss him my pepper spray.
Yo, what?
My pepper spray.
Your pepper spray.
My pepper spray. I've used 2 squirts. You have 98 left, my friend.
Pepper spray would be a brawl check to use if you want to turn around and try and squirt it in the face of some of the dogs. I would allow that.
I want to use pepper spray.
I mean, it's the best thing you've got unless you want to use another one of your flares.
I almost might need to use another flare.
Honestly, this would probably be a good time to use it, because it's just the 2 of us, and there's no way we're killing them all.
I point my flare at one of these dogs.
Alright, roll the hit. Handgun check. I believe it's 20.
Then 10 work.
10 work.
Oh no, that becomes 20.
That's still a success.
Yes.
Alright, and so with that, the flare hits the dog that's in the front, and they're going to make a luck check to determine whether or not they catch fire. That is a fucking hard fail, and they proceed to take 4 points of fire damage. And now there's this big fucking white glowing thing on the road, this burning piece of phosphorus, and one of the dogs that just got hit by it has burst into flames. This has set the dogs off quite a bit, and they seem to falter in their progression, granting you guys a bit of a window to flee, if you would like.
I think it's time we left.
Yep.
Alright, with that, mark your second flare off, leaving you with 1 left.
Actually, I have
and-
7 left.
No, you don't. I give you 3. And if you would both like
All the
to
ones
make
combined.
dexterity checks to run away.
Would I?
Yeah.
13.
That's an 82.
13. Do you know what that means?
Hard success.
Hard success.
That's an extreme success, baby. With the adrenaline and the fear, and also the newfound confidence of finding another person who has a gun, you've kind of foregone caring about tearing your stitches and are now just running down the road as fast as you can, which is still somewhat hindered by the fact that your leg's been torn open, but you're running, and this old man is kind of hobbling around, hobbling behind you.
Yeah.
I knew I should have brought my electric wheelchair.
And oh my goodness, and the dogs are
Electric
still
wheelchair.
quite scared by the flare and unable to move. So you guys begin running back to the diner. Malachi, you're lagging behind quite a bit.
Yep.
As
Can I help him?
you can. How strong are you?
Alright, 70.
70? I would let you make a strength check to pick him up. However, due to your injury, that would make any further dexterity checks require an extreme roll to pass.
I don't think that would work. Can't I just like assist him with running? Like get him under, put his arm over my head and just like
Okay.
help him?
Yeah, doing that.
I think at this point you're the priority, like you're unarmed and injured.
I mean, if you wanted to do that, that would speed Malachi up but slow you down, kind of granting a bit of a equilibrium in both of your speeds, which is still slow, significantly slower than the dogs, but while they're scared by the flare and also the fact that their ally is burnt to a crisp and dead, you've still got time to make it back to the diner.
Alright.
One final dexterity check from the both of you, please. Malachi with Dakota assisting you, I will grant you advantage.
God
and
knows I need it.
Dakota, it's still a hard check for you, meaning you have to reach half of your dexterity.
I got a success.
Yeah.
Okay.
34.
Nice. Okay. And with that, you both manage to make it back to the diner. However, at this point, you can hear the barking getting louder as the dogs have finally gotten around the flare and are now charging towards the diner. And I think with that, I will end Dakota's one shot and either continue it when somebody else's one shot happens, or I'll do a really short fight session with you guys.
Well, welcome to the squad, Dakota.
I'm here, baby.
There's also a homeless man and a Swedish Chad who is
Don't worry.
immobile.
We have the chef now.
I'll let you know, my Swede got pretty roughed up. He got knocked down from 15 hit points to 1.
Can I do a medicine, or is he good now?
He's on 4 health, but his legs and waist are very injured. Like, he was carrying me, running from a pack of wolves with one, like, attached to his leg.
God damn!
Yep.
And he was firing a gun behind him. He was multitasking.
That's why he gets paid the big bucks.